And we are back.
We're back.
I got a sick-ish voice today, so see how my
I still can't get over that.
I can't remember. I can't remember what happens in the tea parties. I think it's like burn and stuff. So we'll
Welcome
see
to
how
my
it
tea party. Do you know that song?
goes. No.
No. Oh.
Are you sure you didn't make that up?
Yeah, it's an Avril Lavigne song. Welcome to the tea party. I can't remember the words though. That's the only thing.
Maybe if I heard the actual song, I'd remember it.
Have you seen?
I don't think your singing is doing it for me.
Have you? Oh my goodness. Have you seen Alice in Wonderland? I haven't seen it, but I know it's from that.
No. Well, it's
that.
from that?
Yeah.
Specifically for that? Yeah, okay, I haven't heard it then. So, never mind.
Avril Lavigne specialty song for Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. Or should it really be called The Mad Hatter? Because is it really about Alice?
Anyways, we just finished episode 6. Last week, technically.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the tea parties to go through.
Welcome to the
then we
we'll be serious.
We kind of broke the discussion off because you had to go and everything, so we'll try and continue that if we can.
Why did I have to go? I can't remember.
You had other plans.
Ah, yes. That's coming back to me now. Oh my goodness, the lag. You ready? You ready, James?
I'm never ready.
1, 2, 3. Then let the pair exchange their rings. That was terrible.
No, I can't do it very well right now.
Beato took Battler's hand and put a ring with the seal of the one-winged eagle on his finger.
Are you sure?
Okay, why is it so laggy?
Are you sure?
Let me minimize this.
Are you sure?
I'm sorry, it's
sure?
really laggy. Okay.
I'm just a broken NPC at the moment.
What is it? Battler. You already are the territory lord, so this ring belongs to you, Battler-san.
You're really sure?
He really is an NPC at this rate.
At this rate, the world you created, and the tale.
Yes. I created this tale because I wish to be with you. So who is Beatrice? This is going to be the question that we find out soon. Is that correct?
So I was trying to get you to figure out.
Yeah, I know.
Our discussion.
I didn't go back and look them up.
You went through the zombie... What was it? Zombie theory? Ghost theory, that's right.
Which theory was that?
Something about a ghost.
Ghost theory. Yes. Yes, I created this tale because I wish to be with you. That means the purpose of this world has been fulfilled. So, from now on, I want you to write it. The continuing tale of you and me. Because I am a ghost and I'm dead. Why? It makes sense to me if she's a ghost. Not which ghost. Or is doing it like that too awkward for you? I'm just pushing the tiresome task of territory lord onto you anyway. It's much easier being the wife, where you only have to brag. I just need to play around and wait for you to write a new tale. And for each new tale you'll write, I'll play up any part you need. Be it an evil witch or a rival. Beatrice isn't Genji, is she? Ducky? Be it an evil witch or a rival, a lover or a wife. Cause what was the part of because Beatrice is someone that Genji knows because they talked about the theory of the things that not Genji oh my goodness, not Genji, Kinzo. I've got Genji on the brain. Cause yeah, do you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
Like, they talked about how Kinzo liked to keep her locked up all the time, and I don't know.
So Kinzo liked to lock Genji up?
No, liked to lock Beatrice up. She was
so how does that make Beatrice Genji?
Well, I'm just trying to think of, which...
We already know who Genji's familiar is. His counterpart. We know Vigilia. What's his name? Ronave. Garps is a interesting one.
Who?
Garps.
Did we find out who Nox is?
I said Garp. Nox is just the rules.
And Vigilia is best girl Kumasawa.
Yeah, so what are we saying?
I said I didn't realize it was sounding so weird, but what is that? That was new music I haven't heard before.
Oh, it's just the bridge.
Or is it just laggy?
You're getting the dubstep remix due to 300 ping.
I mean, at least it's not 700.
My tales are pretty intense. You'll be busy from dawn until dusk.
Indeed. Bring it on. Beata's hand relinquished the ring of the Territory Lord. From Battler she received a silver ring with a crest that could only be worn by the wife of the Territory Lord. They exchanged their rings, and their wedding was complete. Then the pair turned around, faced the packed crowd of guests, and raised their rings high. A thunderous applause rang out for them.
As a memorial to this night's events, the great Territory Lord will now recognize the accomplishments of certain people.
Let those come forward. At Battler's nod, Beato read the name of the first guest to be recognized. Canon, come forward.
It's just like... It just feels like Dumbledore's reading out the points at the end of the year.
Canon!
Canon!
A girl goat pushed her way through the crowd, took off her mask, and yelled. Wait, the girl was Jessica? What? A cloud of gold butterflies gathered before Battler and Beato, and took the form of Canon, kneeling in front of those two nobles. Canon had already died and vanished. However, all of the dead revive in the Golden Land.
cannon right here.
When my husband was locked up and in danger, you rescued him and displayed your capability for self-sacrifice by choosing to remain in that eternal prison in his place. Such devotion is deserving of an award. Therefore, we will allow for your resurrection as well as your continued service. So basically, we're going to bring you back to life to be our slave.
Live and die as a slave. As furniture. Yes, ma'am. I am honored and delighted.
Cannon-kun! Yoshia-kun! Get inside.
It would have worked on that second one.
Yoshia-kun! Jessica raced forward and landed, sobbing in Cannon's chest. Cannon patted her head gently and held her.
You won't be serving as furniture.
Oh, well, I'm glad.
You'll be serving as a human. A human slave. Do you understand what that means? Yes.
I don't. Are you going to explain it, Butler?
He can love now. That's what it means.
Really? Even though he's a servant? I thought they were really against...
We'll talk about that after.
Okay. After glancing at Jessica sobbing, he looked at Butler again and nodded forcefully. Now for the next pair. Ushiramiya George and Shannon. Come forward.
Yes.
George and Shannon were next to be called. Perhaps they had already readied themselves. They walked forward boldly and kneeled.
Ushiramiya George, right here. Shannon. Right
Sorry,
here.
I had to wait. Shannon, right here. Oh my goodness, I can see it, but there's no words. You two withstood Zepar and Furfur's trials until the very end. Your great achievements and affection, determination, and nobility were exemplary and deserving of an award. Therefore, your marriage certificate has been issued with the territory's lord's signature. We are honored and delighted.
Honored and delighted.
No one will be allowed to object to this certificate. Let the families of those recognized bless their union with all their hearts. You hear that, Ava, Beatrice?
And so, now that there's nothing stopping these two, let's all throw rice at them and celebrate. Hey, congrats, you two.
When the Territory Lord clapped his hands in celebration, it spread throughout the entire cathedral. Then a group of goats in the front line of the crowd took their masks off, one by one. Oh wow, it's been so long. Oh, what did Ava sound like? Listen up, okay? I'll never forgive you if you make too much salty miso soup. And George is getting a little overweight, so go easy on the sugar.
George! When a man gets married, he's got to treasure his wife even more than his parents. No matter what your mother says, you make sure you protect Shannon-chan. What does that look? Yes, of course. He just looks evil.
George? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson! Anyway, George needs at least 7 hours of sleep. I'll never forgive you if you let him stay up late. And don't forget that washing his back and cleaning his ears are also a wife's responsibilities. Oh, Nazi. How do I bring it back? Nazi. Is that true? Oh, what have I done?
A wife's job can vary, depending on the family.
Oh, everyone is back. I need to
here.
prepare. I'm not prepared for this.
Smash Bros all over again.
Rudolph-san, have you been treasuring your wife?
Of course. Why would you doubt that? Find happiness, you two. Marriage isn't a goal. It's just the starting line, okay?
What is Rose and who about marriage? Ooh, 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 ooh. Congratulations! Congratulations!
Uryu! Congratulations! We mustn't lose either.
I think I'm in a serious enough mood today. Yeah, no way we're losing, damn it!
This isn't exactly like a very...
what?
It's a different mood. Different kind of scene going on.
Definitely to what we've been used to for what feels like forever. Like them, it's been so long since they've all been happy. Don't you think?
They've never all been happy.
Oh my goodness. They were happy in the beginning. In the early days, we saw some happiness before
we know behind the scenes they weren't happy though. This is the Golden Land.
True. All of the Ushiomiya family, all of the servants, and all of the spirits and demons in attendance celebrated the honorees with an even greater applause. And so the curtain closes on the tale woven by the Golden Witch. Perhaps we should finish this tale with an epitaph. The following is a passage of the Golden Land from the epitaph of the Golden Witch. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be all the gold from the Golden Land. One shall be the resurrection of all the dead souls. One shall be the resurrection of the love that was lost. One shall be One shall be to put the witch to sleep for all time. Sleep peacefully, my beloved witch, Beatrice. Oh, Angie, I'm so glad we have some sense! Finally! So, this means Beato was satisfied and put to sleep? That interpretation is probably appropriate. And now that the game's over, Oni-chan will be released, right? What will he do next? Who knows? The book of this fragment tells no more of the story.
Fragrant.
Always went fragrance. So in the end, we don't even get to see what comes next for him. Nothing comes next for him. This is the wrong voice. Nothing comes next for him. In the end, Oni-chan and the others never came back. They reached the Golden Land and had a great time together there. Even if that tale tells us that, the truth is that everyone died in that huge accident. Still, we've learned a lot of interesting things. It seems that island really was a crazy island of illusions. Indeed. And your reading was truly wonderful. I feel worn out, like watching a 6-hour movie all at once. Is that how you felt when you got to that part?
Episode 5, yeah, probably.
I'm tired. Ushiromiya Anji, you truly have worked hard. Your reading has soothed my boredom. I, Feathering, am more grateful to you than I have been for so many years that I cannot remember. If you're grateful, why can't I have some kind of reward too? That would be good.
What would be good?
What would be good? Give me some time, I will think. She's gonna make her read another book, isn't she? Featherine sat down in her rocking chair and rocked it, apparently trying to think of something. Ushiromiya Anji, you really have worked hard. You have done well to keep reading for me until the end. With this, your responsibilities as my Miko are lifted. You may return to your original world and be reunited with the fate you have been given. Sheesh. Feels like this was one hell of a side trip. Do not pout. I am thinking of a reward now. Yes, that's something I haven't done much, or rather, at all for quite some time. I imagine the ink from the bottle has dried up by now.
I think it's finally my narration time.
Is it me
You
still?
want to do it?
Yeah.
No.
It me? Yes? No? I don't know.
Even after the tale ended, Anji and Hachijo's debate over it continued for quite some time. It had been very serious and fiery. Anji had acknowledged that this tale was no crazy literary work, but a new message bottle, which had drifted here once more from the Rikkinjima of 12 years previous, to tell her of one truth. And it seemed as though she had found her own interpretation of the truth she thought the tale was trying to tell. Of course, that was only one truth, and it did not mean an end to her journey. However, maybe it can be viewed this way. It wasn't sufficient to fill the 12-year gap in her heart. However, at that moment, just enjoying the feeling along with the bitter coffee Hachijo had made was enough.
Sorry, just give me one moment. I'm just going to turn something down. There we go. Thank you for reading until the end. And thank you for your thoughts and opinions. I'm sure the very first Endless Witch is happy. Wow, so you can bring yourself to say stuff like that. If you just talk like that from the beginning, you'd have tons more fans. I am merely praising the wonderful reader that you most certainly are. I just wanted to say that spending the time I have left in my life writing for you alone was much more productive than writing for those pigs who do not talk and cannot think would have been. That's just the kind of thing you'd be better off not saying. Well, I'll take it as a compliment. Okay? I get the feeling that I've spent a really, really long time here. It feels as though I've spent a major fraction of my life here. Though it should feel uncomfortable sitting here on a sofa in someone else's house. For some strange reason, it feels as familiar as my own home. However, the clock says it's only been about 2 or 3 hours since I met her. My sense of time feels really strange. Your friend seems to be taking his time. It must be a long phone call. It's creepy for a guy to talk that long on the phone. He said he wasn't going to make a scheduled report to Okonogi-san, didn't he? Even though he was told that he could use the phone, he declined and went to look for a public phone somewhere. Something about how he didn't want to risk being bugged. He's a moron, so I'll let him do what he wants. Is the nearest public phone far? If you go out onto the street, there's a store on the corner a short ways down. Then I'll be on my way. You can use this to pay for food or whatever. I'll let you keep that money. Will you come again, read my next manuscript, and tell me your opinions? You're willing to pay rolls of money to get an uncute girl like me to read your manuscript? No, you really were a good, clear-thinking reader. We create these tales and throw them out into the world in search of people like you. You praise me too much. I just take books a little too seriously. As thanks for the considerable time you have given me, I will someday write your tale. Am I going to appear in one of your forgeries again? I hope you kill me in a slightly better way this time. Do you like miracles? You mean like Deus Ex Machina plot development? I used to hate them, but recently I've become a fan. Still, I've become a bit of a picky eater, and I'm simply falling from a skyscraper and ending up unharmed. Doesn't quite qualify as a miracle to me anymore. Then, perhaps one day, I will write a tale that you will consider a miracle. So, is this the... This is not the same Anji who got shot and beaten by her auntie, is it? This is different Anji.
Just keep going.
Just keep going. Oh my goodness. I'm really sorry for barging in all of a sudden, saying all kinds of mean things. No, it was a worthwhile conversation. I wonder if my head editor will set up another meeting between the two of us. Sure, if there's another chance for one. See you again. Have a nice day. Yes, it may happen again sometime. I pray that you find your truth. Thank you. If you ever do reach a truth of your own, please try making that a tale as well someday. You want me to become one of your witches? I wonder. I'm bad at writing. A good reader isn't necessarily a good writer, you know. Ah, quite true. I myself can never read anything written by anyone else. Sheesh. Then I'm off, I guess. After this, I will probably never see you again. But I pray I will be fortunate enough to meet another you someday. Somewhere. Somehow! Can I ask one last question? Go ahead. That feathering witch who appeared within the tale, that's you, right? It may be presumptuous to say it, but that was my intention. This might be a strange question, but are you feathering? Or is feathering you? Well now, what might you be talking about? That mysterious woman was a mystery to the last, and so the day of which I had no memories ended. And on the following day, I would take a boat to Nijima. I'll probably never meet her again. However, that just means that I won't meet her. Some other me might meet her somewhere down the road. Just as I have reached several truths, they must also want to reach the truth. So long, feathering. If you ever write a decent story, please call me again. If I'm free, I might just drop by. Ooh, where are we?
Sorry, I'm Akusa. I don't know how to do your sick voice. No problem. It's the most luxurious escort job I've had yet. I'd almost like to invite you along, sir. Oh, what was it? I forgot his voice. This has been a long, long time.
You mean Okonogi?
Yeah. I think I gave him like a really distinct voice too.
You did.
I think it was like, I'll take a pass on that. You know how old I am. I'm done running around all over the place.
He's like, is he like Yakuza-like?
Yeah. The person on the other end of the line was Okonogi. Okonogi was also a man who tended to move from place to place, so it hadn't been easy to catch him even on the phone. Our trip's been pretty cool, and right now, there's no need to run around. Sumadera Kasumi is searching for you like mad. According to our informants, she's already gotten a ride to Rokkenjima. You'll bump into her there. So, just as planned. It'll likely be just 5 or 6 people at most. And they'll probably be armed with nothing more than handguns. They're no match for you. Feel free to run wild. But make sure you kill them. Were you able to acquire one of your favorite toys? Of course. I'm surprised you managed to arrange for it in this country. Behind Amakusa was the rental car that they'd borrowed under a false name, inside of which was now a black golf bag. The Sumadera head family has already given the okay, but make sure you get out of Japan as soon as you're done. Don't forget to buy your cup ramen by the box in Narita before your flight out. I'll take care this time. It's an easy job. Also, you do understand about that, right? That? Well, I'm not sure what you mean. Playing dumb, are we? Well, that's okay. Despite how you talk, you've never betrayed my expectations in the past. If you're clever about it, you won't even have to get your hands dirty. There should be plenty of ways to handle it. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I realize that Anji-chan is a child to be pitied. If only she could have stayed true to that and acted the part of a secluded young lady. When we decided to join forces after Ava-san's death, we reached an agreement. This little portable shrine of ours is important, but she's also a liability. This is for the sake of world peace as well, okay? So, watch and see how it goes. I hope those Sumadera black suits know how to shoot a gun, right? What is it, sir? Don't tell me that after a few days on the run, you and Anji-chan have already hooked up. Ta! Me and that bratty little girl? Please. Well, it's not like I care. It just means you finally managed to break free enough that you can take passes at girls, right? Half of the world is made up of women. You'll never last if just one or two of them make you freeze up. Oh, speak of the devil. She's here. Guess that's all for today. I'll contact you after I reach our lodgings on Nijima. Later.
Amakusa, how could you?
Anji was walking down the street. Why'd she have to do that when I told her to wait for me to come back? If only she wasn't like this, she might have lived a long life.
That was a pretty long call. I was tired of waiting. So tired of waiting that I left.
Sorry about that. How was it for you, lady? Did you learn anything interesting?
It was interesting. I've harvested all that I need.
Yeah! Sounds cool. After Amakusa opened the passenger side door, Anji got in the car. Amakusa quickly went around to the driver's seat. Then let's head to the harbour. According to the old man, the Sumadera family has set up a net.
If we do get caught, then that's the measure of my luck. If we don't, then Rikanjima is waiting for me. Let's leave it all to luck.
Luck, is it?
When you can't decide what to do, or when it doesn't matter either way, it's not so bad to entrust your fate to a coin toss.
Then I guess I'll try leaving it to luck too. I've got to admit, I'm a fan of that kind of thing.
Great, my bodyguard just said he's going to leave everything to luck. Wonderful.
I had to leave for that phone call, so I totally missed the clincher. What happened after I left? Let's hear it.
No, I'm not telling.
That's a shame. The car dashed through the hilly town. That car wouldn't return to Hachijo's house for all eternity. However, Anji didn't get sentimental about it. For now, she just wanted to silently consider the new message bottle that the current endless witch, Hachijo Toya, had given her.
In the rearview mirror, the town where a witch lived faded off into the distance. However, that scene wasn't reflected in Anji's eyes. Tea party. Without the tea and a lot of guns.
Is Amakusa gonna kill us?
What happened in the fourth?
Is that why he never
episode?
came when she was calling? I thought he was like knocked out.
You get what the quote unquote plan is, right?
They want to kill her and take all her money,
So
and they are also okay with killing the aunt as well.
Okanagi was gonna play both sides, essentially. So he let Anji,
That double crossing
thing.
traitor.
and then like the Simaderas, he needs them out of the way as well. So like, the idea is like if they kill Anji, and then like Amakusa can kill the rest, essentially. Otherwise, I think Amakusa would have to kill Anji as well.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. He was saying like, if you do it smart, you wouldn't have to get your hands dirty, as in like you wouldn't have to kill her yourself.
Yeah.
But what happened in episode 4? You remember?
Isn't episode 4 where they have the like meeting and the aunt is like crazy
Yep.
and Anji ends up dying on Rikkenjima?
Well, what happened before supposed death?
She had the spell book of Maria-chan, didn't she? And all the pages, didn't they go flying? Someone had the spell book.
He summoned the stakes and killed all of the guards.
Anji did.
Yeah.
Who was it? I
So
thought it was... Anji died... Was it to the auntie then? The auntie ended up...
So she used the stakes, killed all the guards, and then the auntie turned into the Black Witch, the Ava Witch.
Yeah.
And then it was just a standoff. She had the gun. And when she tried to shoot Anji, it like backfired. And,
But
like, blew
Anji
up
still
in her
died,
face.
right?
In the credits, I think it did say that Anji died.
Yeah, I swear Anji died there.
You didn't like see a death or anything, but yeah, I'm pretty sure the credits say that Anji died.
Oh, I thought it was from the guards, but so then it's from Amakusa.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Stinky. Stinky! Stinky! I don't like it.
Yeah, you can tell he wasn't really a fan of it. Lambda, where are you? Just having to say that felt like admitting defeat, and I didn't like it. Why is it that she's always so obnoxious and clingy when I don't need her, and then won't answer when I call her name? Where am I? Annoyed by the completely predictable ending, I'd left the cathedral. I planned on finding some terrace with a cool night's breeze to kill time on until the end of that farcical reception. It's true that I tried to find somewhere desolate so that I wouldn't have to look at people, but this is a bit ridiculous. I, the great Bernkastel, am lost? A miracle like that certainly wouldn't happen. Yes, miracles don't exist in this world. To create a miracle, you need an amount of time that can never be reached, a period that's no different from infinity. So when something that appears to be a miracle happens in a shorter span of time than that, It is not a miracle, but the product of someone's design. In other words, the reason I'm walking down this corridor is because someone's design has forced me here. Who would have pulled such a complicated prank on me? It looks like you're quite the shy one, calling me out to a desolate place like this. Then, from the other end of the dark corridor, I heard a sound. It sounded as though some small animal, like a dog or a cat, was walking at a quick pace. No miracle could cause a dog or cat to be in a place like this. Such a miracle would not be allowed. Since it isn't a miracle, that means I'm being guided in that direction. Very well. This might be some new theme to keep me entertained. If this is some new joke of Landa's, I'll cover her whole body with honey using my tongue as a reward. And then I'll stick parasol chocolates into her eyes and tell her to never do it again. In the direction of the noise had come from, it was not only dim, but shrouded in complete darkness. However, I could sense something in that darkness. There were two emerald-green glints, probably cat eyes. The eyes of a black cat that peered through the darkness.
Wait, who has green eyes?
Are you the one who called me here? Or are you just the messenger? When I looked at my feet, I saw red cat footprints leading towards those cat eyes. The marks were unsettling, as though the cat had run through a pool of blood. When my eyes adjusted to the darkness, then even the lack of light, I was vaguely able to make out these red footprints. They weren't actually glowing or anything, but they served perfectly well as a signpost leading me onwards.
Pata 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 pata.
As though it was telling me to follow, the cat turned around and dashed off into the darkness. What is it? Something feels very strange. It's a feeling I haven't felt since I began calling myself the cruelest witch in the world. I can't quite remember what this feeling is.
Fear!
Still, for one as tired of boredom as me, it's surely more fun this way. I followed the bloody footprints of the cat, which would sometimes stop and look back at me, and walked on and on through the dark corridor. Forward, turn, head down what appeared to be stairs from time to time, and then, though I couldn't really tell because of the darkness, it went in through the crack of a door. Here? I pushed the door open slowly, but it was dark on the inside, just like the corridor. However, the air and the slight change in the echoes made by the footsteps told me that this was a room, not a corridor. The sounds of the cat's footsteps were gone. However, the bloody footprints remained. On the other side of some sort of wooden screen, under what looked like a small spotlight, there was that same black cat gobbling down some blood-stained pet food. I see. So this is its reward for bringing me here. Cat, sorry to bother you during your meal, but I'd like you to summon your master. That is, unless you're actually the one who summoned me. Talking to it didn't cause it to turn around. Well, I guess it is an animal eating its food. If I kick it away, it'll probably run off to its owner.
What? Barncastle, that's horrible.
When I did kick the cat, it sailed away like a stuffed animal, hit the wall and fell to the ground. Then it vanished, melting into the darkness. What's with this cat?
We do not
Is it just
condone
an
kicking
illusion?
cats. Do not try this at home. Do not try this out of home. Do not try this at all.
When I looked at its food plate, it was piled up with what appeared to be blood-drenched raw meat. It was as though someone had torn apart living flesh on the spot and piled it up on there. Come on, what's with the creepy reception?
That was a mean thing to do, kicking it.
How did you know? The instant I heard that voice, the hairs on the back of my neck stood on end. Then, the surrounding area finally brightened. However, Berncastel had already guessed where this was before it grew bright.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know. That was not my Featherine voice. I've just moved my mic, so let me know if it sounds any different and I need to adjust my position.
It's fine.
That was you, was it not? That cat. A cat who has learned how to eat meat, and that it can sometimes choose its own path. It has been a long time.
It's a path I might never have had to know if you hadn't told me. You're the monster who taught me the taste of flesh.
Wait!
So, you've come back to life, Featherine Aurora.
Aurora.
It
Wait,
is,
does that mean
Aurora?
Does that mean that the witch she was an apprentice to was Featherine?
No, no.
Like, you know how they talk about her like getting stuck?
Yeah.
Was that because of Featherine?
This is
Sorry.
this is like a whole other can of worms.
It's a whole other can of worms. Okay.
Yeah.
Augustus Aurora. You never learn, no matter how often I tell you that. Very well. Even that brings back fond memories. I have heard the rumors. It seems you have taken the name Berncastel, Witch of Miracles, and have been playing a far from praiseworthy fragment game.
I'm just imitating you, though I could hardly match up to your level. If the rumors you've heard about me are bad, that applies 100-fold to you. Berncastel sat unreservedly in an antique chair, as though she was already familiar with that place.
What are you afraid of? I am merely celebrating my reunion with my longest-serving Miko so far. Did you really find my messenger cat so displeasing?
Berncastel's manner seemed completely relaxed. However, Featherine admonished her, telling her not to be afraid. And judging by the expression that had risen to Bern's face, Featherine had been right on the mark. Did you really have to make such a blunt insinuations against me? A cat leaving behind bloody footprints and stuffing its face with blood-stained meat.
Have no fear. Look closely. Do you see any cat stuffing its face with meat? I just gave it a plate of biscuits as a reward for going to get you.
It was as though soot covering the plate at her feet was blown away, even though there was no wind. There lay an adorable and perfectly normal cat dish, with a pile of small biscuits on top of it. Shh! Berncastel didn't even hide her displeased grimace. Featherine shrugged and muttered,
You haven't changed, child of man.
as she rocked her rocking chair.
Oh, you child of man, you.
What?
Just rocking in a rocking chair just sounds like an old granny. I see you're as unpleasant as ever. But I'm happy now. Imitating you really had been far from boring.
Scold me as you please. It is the parting gift I gave you when we last met.
You liked rude Mikos because they kept you entertained, right? Ridiculous. If talking will only please you, I'll shut up. So what do you want with me?
It seems Beatrice's game has ended with Butler's victory. I observed it. It was quite entertaining.
I'm sure you liked seeing me fail miserably.
Nonsense, it was a splendid performance. I'm sure Beato is very grateful to you.
And, if you want me to read the fragments of Beato's game aloud for you, I refuse. I'm not your Miko anymore.
I have observed all of Beato's games. I also watched Lambda Delta's game and Butler's game with great interest. I believe I have formed an answer for all the riddles in my own way. The culprit, the motive, the individual tricks. I'm not yet clear about the very last part of the epitaph's riddle. But I have enough of a theory that if I actually went to Rokenjima and investigated, I should be able to resolve that part as well.
And?
Of course, since there is no single truth, my theory is probably only one of many possibilities. However, that is only a question of possibilities, a trivial matter.
What are you up to? Do you want to debate Beato's game with me?
Wrong. What I want is to look at the answers, child of man.
Those words of Featherine's made Berncastel straighten up. Her old master did not fail to notice that small reaction.
So far you have spiced up this tale as an actor. In doing that, you have probably come to know many truths. However, even you are unaware of the truth behind several riddles that Beato has cleverly kept hidden, correct?
I see. You want to use me to chew apart and string out the guts of something again.
After watching a play, reading the pamphlet, and learning what goes on behind the scenes is similar to, as you would say it, enjoying some black tea after a meal. That enjoyment cannot be left undone.
You like to play with them and love them while they're alive, then eat their flesh when they die. So, cats are doubly useful to you. Just die, monster.
I want to look at the answers. I'm sure you want to know them. Think of it as a burial for Beato's corpse, where you are in charge of the service. What do you say to that, child of man?
Now you're starting to speak my language. When Featherine snapped her fingers, a thin spotlight appeared on the table, which was covered with cluttered books. There lay a folded version of the game board for Beato's game. The Witch of Theatergoing spun her finger in a circle, and the game board opened up by itself, showing the black and white pieces lined up inside it.
The game board and all the pieces are gathered here. The records for the previous games are all present as well.
With a rustling sound, the book flipped through all its pages, of its own accord, front to back, shut itself, and flew to the side of the game board where it waited. Inside it, all of the movements of the pieces during previous games were recorded. I see. So you were a shorter player and a commentator.
We're also short on black tea. Similarly with dried plums. Of course, I will find some.
Okay. If you add on some mustard rice cakes, then we have a deal.
The negotiations are concluded.
I have one condition.
Oh, and what is that?
I'm going to be the reader, okay? I have no love, so a few things might be interpreted in an odd way. However, the reader is free to read things in a manner and with an intonation of her choosing.
I only want to check the answers. I don't particularly care about the tale itself. I'm not deeply interested in what sort of tale you'll create. Ah, yes. Now I see what you're after.
Will you accept that condition?
Very well. I want to know the answer. You have your grudge to worry about. The negotiations are concluded.
When Featherine snapped her fingers once more, a large chair appeared, as though beckoning Berncastell to sit there. It was a throne, horribly mismatched with the furnishings of this room. Wait, I've seen this before. This is...
I acknowledge it. You may sit. You are the game master.
Are you sure? Are you really sure?
You can create whatever sort of tale you like to satisfy your grudge. I am not interested. However, I have one condition as well. Answer all of the questions I ask. Absolutely no keeping secrets, hiding, or dodging the issues.
Leave it to me. Tearing up guts and dragging them out is my specialty. After all, you trained me.
Let us make some black tea. We'll use our own hands. Not magic. Does that make the tea more special? Oh. Let the master treat Umineko to some tea.
The old Beato told me that witches are the best ones to have black tea with.
It seems that rule doesn't apply to us.
At some point, that dish piled with biscuits had once again been covered with a mountain of torn-apart meat and a splatter of red. No, not just meat, even the bowels.
Black tea is best enjoyed with your fellow
monsters. There we go. Actually done now.
They didn't even get the tea out.
Well, that's the next episode.
So, where does Lambda Delta fit into all of this then? Like,
I'll talk about the witches like once we're done.
Okay.
It's not necessarily like factual. It's just I don't know. It's hard to explain it.
I wonder if I could sing like that. Is it lagging on your end or is it fine?
Nope.
It's not fine?
Yep. Taking us an hour 10. I think it's mainly because of like the lag stuff there.
Emoji.
So when I said episode 7 is like the answer sheet,
Yeah?
I guess they took it literally.
What?
I guess Featherine took that literally.
She's like, telling me the answers!
In that case, let's get the pieces ready. If we keep up the count, this game will be 7, right?
Indeed. A fortuitous number.
But not for Beato, right? Berncastel slowly picked up a black piece. It was the piece that represented Beatrice. It was sometimes a king, sometimes a queen, and could become a knight. However, that was only if it got prompted. That's an interesting...
Oh, Beato. Just a person who was obsessed with Battler that they want to destroy.
Until then, it was only a trash piece, like a pawn. I said prawn. First comes the placing of the pieces. By this point, the witch's game had already begun. Berncastel took Beato's piece and raised it high. First move placement. Beatrice on D8.
When the seagulls cried, there were no survivors. The Golden Witch has prepared a gift? What is this new gift?
The next episode.
Oh, is it really?
Might be a new title screen as well. We'll see.
Is it the same title screen that it's been that I'm not supposed to look at?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. We're using the new patch. Oh, no.
Should I be closing my eyes?
No, it's fine. And there we go. Episode 6 properly done and dusted now. Any words? No words? Alright, see you later.
Alright, bye-bye.
No, wait. What happened? What happened this episode?
What happened this episode?
Yes.
I don't know. We found out things. Anji is to be assassinated. Her other family is to be assassinated. Featherine used to be what is her name? Berncastle's master, but in particular, probably the master that she has a huge grudge against for being put in the prison of who knows what. What was it? Endless torture, something like that.
I was thinking more along the lines of in the game.
In the game, everyone went to the
episode.
Golden Land.
Yep. We were talking about figuring out who the culprit is.
Yes. And the culprit is...
Because next episode is going to be big answers.
Well, from our discussion last week, it seems like the culprit is furniture?
So, I think one thing...
And probably one of the guy furnitures is what I'm picking up from what you put it down.
So I think there may be a difference in people's interpretation of furniture. So the way I think you see it
Is furniture even real?
is like furniture means I'm a servant, so I'm lesser, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's how, like, Genji, for example, would see it. But for some other characters, I would say the term furniture being used for them and their use of that term is a bit different.
Really?
And that's my opinion, I guess.
So for people like Shannon and Cannon, furniture is a different...
Shannon and Cannon, their use of furniture may be different.
But then again, is Shannon and Cannon really Shannon and Cannon? Are they who
Well,
they
I think
say
that's
they
the
are?
whole point.
Because we did discuss that too, the fact that it's not their real names. And...
I was trying to go on the whole, like, why is it that only one of the pairings can succeed out of those couples, specifically?
Because only one is real?
And who would that be, you think?
It has to be either Shannon or Cannon, right? Because
What
we
about
know
Beatrice?
Jessica has a name. George has a name. Wait, do all of the... what am I trying to say? Do all of the servants have the one-winged eagle as well?
No. So only the trusted servants.
Does Kumasawa have a one-winged eagle though? Because I don't remember seeing one on her.
Does Kumasawa have it? I can't remember.
I don't know if she has one on her character design. But she's got to be a trusted servant, right? She's so
But Genji
old.
definitely has one.
Yeah, Genji definitely has.
You know, Shannon and Cannon have.
Yeah. Wait, where's Cannon's? Oh, on this.
This is
Color.
color. Good as nothing. No, I don't know.
Kumasawa
She
doesn't
mustn't
look like
have
she
it.
has anything, does she? Beatrice
think
has
she
the
does.
one-winged eagle, right? Wait, does Virgilia have the one-winged eagle? Virgilia's got it. Gotta have it.
I mean,
Okay.
pretty. I don't know.
Okay. Do the goats have the one-winged eagle? We're going on a one-winged eagle hunt now. They don't! Unless, is it on the collar? I can't see. I've got
No,
OBS
it's
really
nothing.
tiny right now. What about Nox?
No, Nox Delano is
Different.
different. She's different.
The stakes
guys are
definitely do. From what I remember. Wait, the angle's different.
Oh,
I
yeah.
swear they have it. On the skirt.
Yeah, right here. Yeah. So only like direct offshoots of the actual siblings and their children. Their spouses are not allowed.
Yeah.
And Nanju is just Nanju.
Yeah.
So yeah, what were you saying about that?
About Nanjo?
No, about having the crest.
I was just trying to figure out, I don't know, if it had a significance to, like, certain servants being real or not real. I think my brain is just ceased functioning. Because I was wondering if maybe, because we were talking about who was, like, basically who, like, is it like Beatrice is like, what is it? Not pseudonym. Is it pseudonym? You know, like when people, like, have a special name when they use a different name for their, like, their books or things? There's a word for that. It's like, starts with a P.
T?
Yeah.
T for tea?
No, it's like not their pen name, but their kind of like an alter ego.
Alias. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't.
I can't.
What have you done?
Yeah. I don't know whether it was like pseudonym or basically like someone. There's someone that we know, but we don't actually know. And we're gonna try to figure out if it's. I don't know. Canon.
Remember, just.
The two. No,
Yeah.
it was 3 couples, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So
3 couples.
So we know Shannon's real, George is real, Battler's supposed to be real. But only one couple. Wait, so does that mean Canon, Shannon, and Beatrice are all the same person?
We've come so far.
What do you mean?
So, just going through all your theories leading up till now.
What theory are you thinking of at the moment? We had the ghost theory last week. We've had
time traveling.
Maria was a big, long-standing one.
What did you just say before? You said something like Genji was Shannon or something like that.
Oh yeah, like is it Genji who like wants life with the battler? He's a servant. He has the one-winged eagle. Oh, and then it was Kumasawa. I was like, well, Kumasawa might want to be with Butler, but it's a forbidden relationship, so maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm thinking of, like, maybe why can they not be together? Is it some kind of taboo for the time period?
Remember how they made 19 like such a big deal when they're about to do the duel?
Yeah.
There's only one character who's 19 years old.
Butler?
No, Battler's 18.
How old is George?
George is 21. Jessica's like 16, 17, I think.
So then it would be Shannon, who's 19.
Shannon, I'm pretty sure isn't 19.
Did you say isn't 19?
I'm pretty sure she's 19.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if they have ever said Cannon's age. I think they either said he was 16 or just assumed he was around that age.
And Butler's 18?
Yeah, Butler's 18.
Butler's 18. Because we know that they used to play together.
Yeah.
When they were little.
Do you know that?
Well, didn't they talk about that in like the very,
I was hinting at it so much last week.
very early episodes?
There's other stuff as well to do with 19.
But now it's 17, so who's 17?
What do you mean 17?
Well, they're saying there's only 17 people on the island.
Well, just think about the number 19 for a second. It has been used in another instance as well.
Oh, I can't remember that far ago.
You know this thing. You bring it up enough.
Give me a hint.
19 years ago. What was episode 5 all about?
I can't remember that far ago.
Natsuhi?
Was that the Natsuki episode? Like, I need prompters. The like episode numbers and things don't really gel in my head.
Episode 5 is the Natsuhi one where they accused her of being the culprit.
At the very beginning, and that's where we have the entrance of Erica as well.
Yeah.
Wait, how old is Erica?
Erica's probably like around the same age as Jessica.
So was 5 the one where Natsuhi was singing Kinzo and doing all this stuff for Kinzo, and where Beatrice just wanted to help her out?
Yeah.
Because
There's
Natsuhi...
also another whole other matter going on with Natsuhi there.
Wait, is it the actual child that got thrown away? Did that child
Child
survive?
from 19 years ago.
Yeah. And Kinzo
don't
knew
know.
and actually like saved them.
You know, maybe Battler time traveled and then rescued them. Could be a thing.
Oh my goodness, you're just making fun of me now.
Alright. Do you have any other thoughts? What is your thought process right now?
I'm ready for the next one.